What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan Man, coming to you today with another great conversation piece. And before we get started, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, for liking, commenting, subscribing to the page. I do appreciate that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it today. And a lot of people think, why me? And after stuff hit the fan and the different things we go through, we'll realize, why not me? That's what we'll be like. Why not me? After the after the roadblocks, after the obstacles that we have overcome, we get to a point where we have to face and look in the mirror and really look at things from a different perspective. Because one of the reasons we at where we at is because of the person in the mirror, and that's us. But one thing that we gotta realize is throughout this life that we live and all the things that we go through is that we're not perfect. We're not perfect. And one song that I love by J. Cole is Nobody's Perfect. Nobody's perfect. Hey, hey. You know, ain't nobody perfect. And I think once we get to the point where we can realize that we're not perfect, that we actually a human being, that we can actually get to another place in our life. That's now I'm gonna tell you that's one of my biggest problems. So before I get to anybody else, I'm gonna get to me. That's one of my biggest issues is that I try to be perfect in so many situations and to so many different people. Every time a situation come up, I feel like or I think that I need to solve it. I need to take care of it. Anytime any problems come up, I need to do it. Let me get in the way. Let me lead it. Let me do this. Let me spearhead this. To the point where I started messing some things up. Because I'm in the way. I shouldn't even been doing that. But me trying to have a perfect image or trying to be a perfect person, always trying to have the perfect solution to every single problem that come up, I was going to drive myself crazy. Thinking that I'm Superman. I'm not Superman. I'm not God. I had to realize that in order for me to have the right perspective that I need, because the way that I was looking at things, that every time I had to do something perfect, I had to have the perfect solution for everything, and that's not it. I would have ended up driving myself crazy because I'm thinking that every time I do something, it gotta be perfect. Every time I say something, it gotta be perfect. Every time I post something, it gotta be perfect. And that's not the case all the time. And one thing that I had to learn to do was that without being perfect is not take myself so serious. I had to learn to start to laugh at myself within the mistakes that I make. Like when I used to try to jump in front and do this and do that, I beat myself up so bad if I make a mistake. If I said the wrong thing. Like, man, I should have said it like this. I should have did it like this. Instead of sitting back like, man, I said, that's what I said. That's what I said. I remember if you go on some of my previous episodes and some of the episodes now, I might say some words the wrong way, put them in the wrong context, or I get so excited when I'm talking, and when I get ready to get to the word, I might stumble over it or mix some words together. And I sit back now and I can laugh about it, but at first I used to just beat myself up like, man, why you say that? Why you do that? Why you do this? Why you ain't do that? And I would beat myself up about it now. I just sit back and I see something, I just laugh at it. I might be like, you said that? Like, okay, you know, you did this. Oh, okay. It's okay to laugh at yourself about situations that come up because laughter is the cheapest medication that you can afford, and it's prescribed by God. Let me say that again. Laughter is the cheapest medication that you can afford, and it's prescribed by God. Take that laughter, that joy. He give us that for a reason. When you down, when you feeling bad, and somebody can come with some laughter and joy, bring up some old memories, that some stuff that you brought through previously happened in your life, and this happened and brought you joy, and this happened and made you laugh. Those are things that you need to do to put yourself back in the right perspective so you can see things the way that you need to see them. And if it's tough, yeah, it's tough. Sometimes it's hard to laugh when you're in tough situations, but in order to start to get through that situation, laugh at yourself, work through it. Smile sometimes. And people be like, yeah, just smile and laugh through it all. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes it take a little time to get to that space where you can laugh and you can smile. But you need to get to that place. And for me, it takes time for me to laugh and smile. I'm going through things. I'm not perfect at all. Just like I said before, I'm not perfect at all. But accepting the fact that I'm not perfect gives me a different perspective on life, to the point where I can kind of enjoy life now, because I know I ain't got to be perfect, because I'm going to make mistakes. It's going to happen, but I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to say this right here. I got this wrote down. An author and speaker by the name of Dennis Waitley says, mistakes are painful when they happen, but years later, a collection of mistakes is what's called experience. A collection of your mistakes is what's called experience. And our mistakes, sometimes the mistakes that we make create something that helps other people. A lot of inventions, a lot of information that's passed from generation to generation. Sometimes it happens by mistake. I ain't mean to put that ingredient in there. Now I got this. It made this pie, it made this cake. Something happened due to the mistake. And those collection of those mistakes, it's like having a blueprint on what not to do. These are all the things that I did wrong, but now I can give them to you, and this what I did that was wrong, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to go through that, because here go my mistakes. Here go a whole collection of them, of my experiences and things that I went through. Here you go, so you can kind of navigate another way and not go the way that I went. Or if you are going through what I went through, this what I did to get through it. You see what I'm saying? This what I did to get through what that same situation that you experiencing right now. That's what I did. And let me say this now. Let me be honest. Let me be honest with y'all right now. I want to stop doing the podcast. You know, I want to stop doing it. I said, you know what, God, it's too many things happening. I done lost too many people. Got too many problems going on. I'm finna stop. Not only I just want to quit doing it, period. I'm gonna just stop for a little while. I ain't gonna just quit. I'm gonna just stop for a little while, then I'm gonna start back. But I had my own selfish perspective that I was looking from. Now, from me looking at it, yeah, I can stop right now and leave it alone, then start back up later. Yeah. But what I'm experiencing, the things that I'm going through, those experiences and those things that I'm going through is to help somebody else. So it'd be selfish for me to stop the podcast and not share the experiences while I'm experiencing it. So even the things that I'm going through, the hurt, pain, hard times, it might be financial difficulties that I'm going through, personal struggles that I'm going through, um, losing loved ones, um, things at my work and my job, doing a podcast, sharing those things with people to help them along the way. But I said, no, you know what? I had to look at it from a different perspective. The perspective that I need to look at it is that, look, my experience is going to help somebody else down the road. So let me not stop. Let me keep going to keep somebody else to inspire to keep going. That even when it gets tough, you can keep doing it. Even when it get rough, you can keep doing it. Even when it look dark up the road, you can keep doing it. Because look at Stan, he didn't stop. Through all the things that he was going through, he didn't stop. He kept going. He kept posting, kept putting up his episodes, kept on sharing his experience that he was going through with me, with us. And now look at me. I can work through that now. If he can do it, if God can do it for him, he can do it for me too. He can do it for me too. And so that's the perspective that I want. That's the perspective that I had to take in order to not be selfish. So I had to look at it a different way. Because how I'm gonna help somebody if I shut down when it get tough for me, you know? So let me keep going here, and you know, to maintain a positive perspective is tough. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's tough to to maintain it, and to maintain a positive outlook, it is tough. And sometimes when you want to maintain that positive outlook on it, you'll say, am I even worthy of doing it still? Am I even worthy of still being here? You know, we'll take and we will start looking at things and start feeling bad for ourselves. We'll start having pity for ourselves, and feeling like we are not worth what it is that we're supposed to be doing. Like that's not for me. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that because of the stuff that might be going on in our life. And it be tough and it be hitting you. You might be hurt, might be crying, you might be sick, you might trying to work through these things, and you be like, how can I help somebody while I'm hurt? But the hurt is what's gonna help somebody else. And it's easier said than done. I can get on here and say, yeah, I want to help everybody. I want to do this and do that. And then when I get off of it, I'll be like, you know what? I'm discouraged. I got to encourage myself to keep going. That, oh man, well, I thought you was looking down the other day, because people will take a situation when they done caught you in a place where you might not be at your best. They're like, man, I thought you was this and that. But it goes back to what I'm saying. You're not perfect. You're going to have your times and you're going to have your moments. And just because you have your times and you have your moments doesn't mean that you can't keep doing what you're doing. You're going to have your times and your moments so you won't go crazy. Because I'm going to say this, if I didn't have those problems and those perspectives, I'll put it like this. I wanted more content for the podcast. So since I wanted more content, God had to take me through a series of different things. He gave me he gave me content, but the content that I had to, in order to share it with you and for it to be authentic, I had to have context to it. So I had to go through it to get the context so I can bring the content to you all. And so the content is the experience and the things that I went through. The losing, you know, family members. I mean, it was a tough. When I lost my losing my brother, it was tough for me, and I wanted to. You know what? I didn't want to do this no more. I didn't want to podcast. I didn't want to speak to people. I just wanted to get in my own little bubble and deal with my own stuff by myself. But so many people reaching out, like, keep going. You touching our lives. You helping us out. Keep going. Keep doing it. So I had to get down and practice what I preach. Had to practice what I preach and really get down on my knees, start praying, giving those things to God and working through it and getting past it and continue to get on here and doing what I need to do. You know? And so even once you get through that and you've been feeling sorry for yourself, don't stay there too long. I give you 24 hours to feel sorry for yourself. After that, it's time to get up and move on. It's time to get up and move on and do what you have to do. Are you gonna miss people? Yes. You lose your job, you're gonna be sad about losing your job? Yes. Are you gonna be sad about the relationship breakup? Yes. Are you gonna be sad about the divorce? Yes. You gonna be sad about losing your business? Yes. You're gonna be upset about all those. Are you gonna be sad about the doctor coming and give you bad news? Yes. And those are legitimate reasons for you to feel the way that you're feeling. But after you get the initial feeling, it's happening now. Now it's time to get moving. After that, it's time to get moving. You feel sorry for yourself for a limited time only. A limited time only. Then it's time to get back on the road and doing what you usually do. Working through that thing and getting back to you. Let me tell you this. Um, I don't want you to give up. Check this out. We all know Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, 18-year-old, sensational basketball player coming into the league, into the NBA. Came into the league, he had to sit on the bench for 2 years. 2 years before he even got in to start. He didn't give up. And don't y'all know that Kobe has the record of most missed shots in the NBA? Yeah, Kobe Bryant has the record for most missed shots in the NBA. But why we don't know that? Because he kept shooting. He kept shooting. He kept playing. He kept putting up. He kept on taking the shots. Kept on going to practice. Kept on going to games. He kept on putting in the work. He didn't stop. And that's the thing that I don't want you to stop. I want you to keep going. Everybody know Kobe from the championships that he won, the MVPs that he won, the stellar career that he had. Nobody mentions the missed shots that he had, but it's a reality, and it's a reality that some of the things and the mistakes that we made in our life is gonna be there. It's not going nowhere. But if we focus on all the missed shots, all the bad things, all the mistakes we made, all the things we did wrong, all the people we did wrong, if we just focus on that, we'll never really live up to our full potential. So focus on not the mistake that happened, learn from it and move on. But I don't want you to give up. I never want you to give up. And so, with that being said, look, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for following us on the other social media websites on this Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Real Men Talk Podcast. Try to drop something every Thursday. Thank you for all your support, all your love, and also your comments. All right. See y'all next week. Peace.